Good morning, Sunday 13th of July 2025. Another fairly brisk winter's morning. I'm going to check on the cows' water. I've got to fix their temporary fence around the burn pile. And some other basic chores. Oh yeah, they've knocked a pigtail over. The problem is, in this part here, there was never any grass in this bit when we bought the property. It was all rocky, gravel, stuff like that, so it's a little bit hard to put standards and or pigtails in. So we'll try and stick this one back in and tighten this up. Yeah, you can see all the rocks and stuff. It's a little bit tricky. I think they've just knocked it over. So just got to try and get it in the best we can. That'll do. I put that temporary fence around there just to keep them off the burn pile, especially when you're throwing fresh branches and stuff on there. I'd hate for them to go and rummage through it and possibly get sick for eating something they shouldn't be eating. Very, very wet and mushy here. Morning. Hey George. It's all right, another month and a half to go and we'll hit spring. Get back to warmer weather. It's Henry, George, he's our youngest, and Lily. They're pretty happy cows. They get a lot of property to rummage around with. Although very slim pickings grass-wise at the moment, which is pretty understandable being the middle of winter. Let's go and check on the other animals. We filled up the hay feeder for the sheep and the goat yesterday. What I'll do towards the end of today, I'll top it back up again, so we're good for the week. Our horses are pretty happy, although it's a mud bath in there. Another dreary day today, chilly, at least it's not raining. go and check on the chickens and we'll give them some breakfast. Morning, girls. Want some breakfast now? Hey. Ready? Here we are, girls. I do need to trim this tree back here, trim some of these offshoots off. We just cut them down by the base there, trim it up. Well, that's the chicken's breakfast done. It's a bit slippery down here. So they're good for the day. They're pretty good at looking after themselves. So we've got the water going for the horses. We've done the cows' water. Chickens are fed. I did let them out first thing this morning. It was still a little bit dark, so they normally come out first sign of daylight. So that's all right. We do have some manure picking to do today, and I would like to empty the muck it out trailer. I know I said that in yesterday's vlog, so I might try and get that done today. But I do need to work on some more firewood today. Because we are running low. We've got plenty of wood, so I just got to start trimming a lot of it back and stacking a bit more. But that's okay, it's all part of winter. And then springtime onwards, we'll try and get another big container load done. It's amazing how much wood you can go through so quickly. The unfortunate thing is a lot of the good wood is still down in the forest, and at the moment it's so boggy the tractor just gets stuck. And there's a lot of tree branches or trunks, I should say, that I've cut up into big rings to come up here to be axed. They're still down there. They're drying, but we can't get the tractor down there until it starts to dry out, so we're going to have to leave that for now. We do have offcuts here to trim up, which will keep us going, but springtime is when we'll get back into that routine of at least every weekend bringing a trailer load of wood up with us to keep that container full, so we don't get to the situation where we're running low halfway through winter. Okay, so I've just finished axing up the last of the stumps here. Now I'm going to start chainsawing through this pile here and start adding that. It's only rain wet, should dry out fairly quickly. I've gassed up the chainsaw, I've topped up the chain lube oil. We'll fire it up and we'll get into it. Oh, that sun's starting to come out a little bit, which is cool. Making a tiny little dent in the wood there. I'm going to carry on. Just going to use up all the fuel in the small chainsaw, then I'm going to get the bigger chainsaw out. Little chansaw's getting pretty tired. I think I've got to do a carby clean on it and stuff. It's just, it's not performing like it used to 5-6 years ago when we first brought it. But our other chainsaw, that's like a 60cc, that's quite grunty, so I'll finish off using this little one, then I'll get the big one out and do some more with that. So we'll carry on. Okay, so I managed to get most of the smaller stuff there cut up. The wood pile looks a little bit better now. This is all wood off our property, and I've said in numerous other videos we've still got plenty to go, but at the moment can't get down there, too boggy. So as soon as we get some dry weather and it starts to dry out and the ground starts to harden up a little bit, we'll get back down there and do a lot more loads. We're going to try and make a bit more of an effort this spring and summer to fill up this container, so we're not having to do this halfway through winter. Admittedly, we've had the fire going a lot. We've been sick quite a bit, so having the fire on during the day to keep my family warm is, I don't care how much wood we use, I'll come out here if it's raining and cut more wood if I have to keep my family warm. It is what it is. Emily came in earlier this afternoon and swept up all the bark and stuff off the floor of the container, so that's in a pile now, so we can pick that up in the wheelbarrow and take that to the burn pile, get rid of that. Apart from that, a fairly good effort. That'll keep us going for a few more weeks. Well, that's some more wood done. That'll keep us going for a while. Just going to shoot out in the back paddock here. We'll check on the cows' water, see how they're doing, and then I do need to get out into the horses' paddock and do some mucking out. So I'd say there'd be a couple of wheelbarrow loads there. The sun came out briefly for about an hour while I was doing the wood cutting, so that was nice, but it's cooled back down again, clouded over. So I think once I've done the mucking out, I will be retreating inside, have a nice cup of coffee and do some editing. I'm really enjoying this new DJI mini mic. Much clearer audio. The last video that I uploaded yesterday, Saturday's vlog, the audio when I'm using the mic is much better. Right, that water's looking pretty good. All I can say is roll on springtime. Right, well, we're going to leave it at that. Just a very short vlog today. Basic chores and getting some more wood done. Got to keep the family warm. We'll get this mucking out done. See you in the next video.